Hi, Tarun. We got some exciting news to cover today, and I want to get right to it. Yesterday, February 6th, Cisco announced a new product they're calling Identity Intelligence. You saw this?
Absolutely. What an exciting time. What an exciting time.
The way they're describing it sounds very familiar to us, right? They're saying this is a product that will run on top of an organization's identity systems. It will provide visibility, it will provide analytics. And with this, their customers will be able to identify an identity population, look for risky accounts, eliminate any permissions that are inappropriate. So these words sound a lot like Veza to my ears. What was your take?
My observation as you were speaking a little bit is, first, congratulations to the Cisco team, right? It takes a village to make these launches happen, and clearly congratulations in order for them. But I think just to your point of, we've been saying these words for now 4 years straight. Since when we founded Veza in 2020, and it took me back for a moment. When we started that. Look, our insight and intuition behind founding this company was that the next big cybersecurity's biggest challenge, right, is the word we used to use, was really helping the organizations understand who can take what action on what data and why. Because we believe that securing access to data is the biggest, most challenging frontier ahead of us. So very excited. What a great timing, I would say. And number two, my takeaway was, we have been saying it. Identity is the largest and the biggest attack surface, is the new perimeter. So I'm glad organization like Cisco came out and made that point. But those are a couple of the things. I have so much more, but I'll give it back to you.
The old joke is that hackers don't hack in, they log in, right?
Right.
And I thought it was interesting. There was a stat in the press release. They were saying that their Talos division, which does incident response, processes 26% of their issues stemming from problems with compromised credentials. And so this is what we hear too. In fact, that actually seemed like a low number to me, because typically when you see a breach, it usually comes from either somebody got phished or an insider goes rogue, but it's something where there's inappropriate access through a legitimate account. And so this is something that companies have to get ahead of, but it's hard until you get some automation because that attack surface is so big.
Correct. Yes.
One of the things I noticed also was that Cisco is now talking about an identity graph. And those are magic words that we've been saying for a while. We haven't heard too many other companies use those words. What was your take on that?
Yeah, no, I think that was probably the most central part of the announcement, that the why and what has to be important, but it's the how, right? And I think, and again, going back to when we started the company, we're like, okay, the question we want to solve the problem is who can take what action on what data, and that's a path problem. And you need to, going back to the point, can we understand access permissions? Can we normalize them in a data model, and can we make that data model come to life in a graph? We call it authorization graph, right? And just like you said, the identity graph. And it was again very humbling, because now we're aligning not only on why and what, which is huge, but we're also aligning in how we must get after the problem.
It feels like the more companies are talking about this and this kind of approach to solving this problem, the closer this comes to being a new category, right? And a recognition that lots of companies are using graphs for different things, but this is a perfect use case for graph technology to solve authorization across so many different systems, each of which is
Correct.
unique. So I think this is auspicious. We're going to want to keep our eyes on it. Any parting thoughts?
Yeah, I was just saying, two closing thoughts. Number one, again, identity is the largest attack surface. Identity is the perimeter, and we believe, with this announcement, we believe identity security platform is the end state, right? We believe there is, just like a perimeter and network security platforms were created, we believe identities need to be secured. And from there on, like you mentioned, identity hygiene, identity threat, identity defend, identity monitoring, identity posture management, right? These are just apps on that platform. And if you step back a little bit, right, what an iconic organization, Cisco, probably the largest networking company in the world, coming out and saying identity is the new perimeter, right? Just think about that for a second. Clearly, identity has come off its age, and we need to go to the next big the next big frontier, the next act of identity, which, as you said, is all about access permission. So very excited. Thank you very much. And let's go build.
It's going to be fun to watch it unfold for sure. Until next time, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.